we'll go ahead. Natalia, before we start, I got a gift, not a gift, wait, I have something special for you. We have a new person tonight.
Ooh.
It's Erin, right? Wait, is she?
What?
No, she was there last week, right?
Yeah.
Shoot, it's new for me. Cut. All
Were
right.
you there last week, Peter?
No, he wasn't.
It's either that or was that a different book club?
I know it's all blurring together. That's why I feel like
Yes.
I can't
I
keep
know.
anything straight anymore.
All right.
Okay, so everyone here was here last time.
Except for Peter.
I wasn't.
Okay,
Yeah.
everyone except Peter. You know, we
Okay. All right.
moved
so-
ahead.
No, without me. So sad. Okay. All right. You ready to go, Natalia?
Hey guys, I'm Natalia and I'm the young adult librarian at the Temple Terrace Public Library. I'm excited for everybody to join us tonight for our new instructional. So this program is a unique collaboration with the USF School of Information. And I've just got a couple of rules for everybody who is watching here now or watching later. So please be respectful and courteous to one another. Every feeling you have is valid. Just know that we're here for you. Participate however you feel comfortable. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So I'll throw it over to Peter.
Hey, everyone. My name is Peter. I'm a librarian. I work at University of South Florida School of Information. If you're a big fan of our early shows, they brought me back. So I'm excited to be here tonight. I'm going to introduce Kiara.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kiara, and I'm the social worker working here with these wonderful team of librarians here at Story Strong. I'm here today to help facilitate a discussion and do some fun activities with everybody. But I'm also here if you need any resources, support, or any advice for any needs you may have, or any concerns, you can feel free to reach out to us at storystrong@usf.edu for any of those concerns or questions you may have, and we'd love to help you. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll also be putting a resource that accompanies today's session about healthy relationships in the chat. It'll also be attached in the video that we put up for those of you that watch it after. And you can look at that anytime and reach out to us at that same email, storystrong@usf.edu for any questions about it. And one last thing, you can send us book recommendations to the email as well. And now I'm done. I'll hand it over to Erin.
Hello, I'm Erin. I'm a graduate assistant for the University of South Florida working on the Story Strong project. Today we are going to be talking about healthy versus unhealthy relationships. Last week we covered Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, Crush by Svetlana Chmakova, and Mooncakes by Suzanne Walker and Wendy Zhu.
Is this a Kiara check?
Kiara check. I believe we're doing the video now.
Oh, okay. I didn't
We
hear.
are, yeah.
That's right.
I was like, wait, I missed something.
Right? Okay, so I'm going to do screen share. There's a little behind the magic for everybody. Is this how it shares sound? That's terrible. Let's see.
You might think that being healthy is really just about focusing on you, your body, your mind, but in order to really be completely healthy, you actually need to also think about who you spend time with, like your relationships. Did you know that at your age, your brain is literally rewiring all the time? It's helping you to figure out who you are and making you more independent, really pulling you more towards friends who share your interests and your goals. It also allows you to become less dependent on your parents. So who are your friends? And the quality of those relationships, it's all really, really important because research shows that having just one close friend in your teen years could benefit you for your entire life.
I'm Dr. Jennifer Hartstein. I'm a child, adolescent, and family psychologist. So friendships are really good stepping stones for all of us. We are social beings at heart. So friendships teach us give and take, understanding, empathy, sympathy, all of those important life lessons that help build us to have a romantic relationship, to be a parent, to all of those pieces kind of come out of building positive relationships with others.
So how do you know if you have healthy relationships? A healthy relationship is supportive, it's respectful, and it also has really open communication. And that actually keeps us healthy. It benefits our physical, our mental, and our emotional health.
Having good friendships can impact your physical health because maybe you do things with them so you get out and you're active. But we also know that when we're feeling more depressed or feeling more anxious, it does impact how our stomach feels, or if we have headaches, or how we're taking care of ourselves. So friendships can help bolster our emotional health, which we know plays off of our physical health, and both things improve.
But healthy relationships, they don't just happen. You have to feed them so they can grow and they can thrive.
I think the first place that starts is with you. What is it that you want from a friend? Do you want someone to have fun with? Do you want someone who's gonna hold all your secrets? Do you want someone who has similar interests? So figure out what makes you a good friend. What do you offer to your friends? And then see if you can find people that complement that.
And there are some signs of unhealthy relationships.
All of the gossiping behind one another's back, or intentionally leaving out a friend, quote unquote, or not being able to communicate with your family about things that are upsetting you, or feeling like if you do let somebody know how you're feeling, they're gonna be angry. Those are all signs of things that aren't quite going so well.
There are ways you can strengthen your relationships, like trying to make your friends feel good.
Ask someone how they're doing, check in with them, invite them over, invite them to go out, invite them to do something with you. Remember a birthday. Stop and think about what would make you feel good that your friends remember to do for you, and start to do that for other people.
So here are some things to keep in mind so that you can have healthy relationships right now and throughout your entire life. Just be yourself. Good friends value you for who you are because nobody else can be you. And don't be afraid to speak your mind. Friendships, they aren't always perfect, but you can talk about your problems. Ask what your friends need and tell them what you need. And if you don't know what to do, just ask for help from a trusted adult. And remember, it's quality over quantity. Find your people, a few great friends who mean a lot to you, and that'll benefit you for the rest of your life.
Great. Great. Thanks, Morgan. All right. Hand it over to Natalia, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Natalia, how you doing?
What is that noise in the background?
Oh, shoot.
I'm losing my mind.
Wait a sec. I bet you, look at this. I got some, look at that. Oh, look at that. Someone left YouTube on.
It's like, what am I doing?
But I didn't. Yes, that's how my house is. I live with a laugh track.
Why not?
It makes everything a lot more interesting,
This is how book club goes, guys.
right? This is book club. Welcome to when I'm involved. Yes, there you go. All right, fix this, Natalia. Fix this.
No, I can't. All right, so we're gonna play a game called Raise a Red Flag, or as I keep calling it, Red Light, Green Light. So, as we talked about in the video, many things can happen in a relationship, whether it be with friends, significant others, or your family members. Sometimes these are good, like being encouraged to follow your passions, and sometimes they're bad, such as a friend subtly telling you that your opinion does not matter. Not that I've had that happen before. For this activity, we are going to be talking about situations that can occur in relationships, and we want you to determine if they're healthy or unhealthy in a relationship. When I read the situation, please go ahead and either use the chat box or the up and down emojis on your screen to explain what you think is healthy and what you think is not. If you're using the emojis, thumbs up is for healthy, thumbs down is for unhealthy. And if you're watching this as a video, we would love for you to play along and discuss these situations with those who are watching it with you. Let me see if I can figure out. Okay, I see the reactions.
I don't see a thumbs down.
Where's that thumb down? Why is there just a thumbs up? Oh wait, I think you have to click download in progress. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I'm messing this up, aren't I? Okay.
No, because that's good. I remember seeing a thumbs up, but I figured there was a thumbs down. But just give me a legit thumbs up or down.
Okay.
Or you can do it in the chat box or just say thumbs up or down or unhealthy. All right, first one. Someone says, I love you to you. Healthy or unhealthy?
Cool.
Oh, got a thumbs up.
I hope so.
It is a thumbs up. I see it.
Okay.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Depends on who it is.
Oh, jeez.
That, oh, you know, I was just thinking about that too. Say it's a friend who says, I love you.
Okay. Right. Not a stranger in a white van. Okay.
I would figure the stranger in a white van would totally tell me, hey, I've got kittens, which is exactly how I get kidnapped.
Right.
Please cut that out. I don't want to be kidnapped.
Okay.
All right. So a lot of thumbs ups. And yes, I guess it depends on who it is. And if a stranger says, I love you, please go in the other direction. All right. What about if someone lies to you about where they're going? Down. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling that. I'm like, a shock. I don't know what the shocked emoji is. Is that a
Right.
thumbs down? Okay.
Thumbs down.
That works. That works. See, now I was thinking about this, and what if they're going to buy you a present?
I was just gonna say
I
birthday.
know, I was
before.
thinking about that.
Denise, you didn't catch that, right? Denise,
Like if it's a surprise party,
Yeah. That's, I
Girl.
thought that was what I thought too about the surprise
Yeah.
party. No, okay, general.
Or like when what, one year, actually this has been 3 years or so, my brother used to kidnap me. I say this in a weird manner. My brother's like, hey, I'm kidnapping you today. We're gonna and we're going to Target. Okay, or we're going to Target. What's up? Not that it's like 2 days before Christmas or anything, but
keep going.
okay. This is just a fun week. All right, what if somebody tries, okay, family friends, or your significant other, no stranger dangers. Someone tries to get to know your friends and family. I'd be very specific about that.
Someone tries to get to know,
Like
Someone
say
who-
you're someone you know
right?
tries to get to know you or your family. Like, hey, with good boundaries.
like a friend or like an age appropriate friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no stranger dangers.
Is my grandma liking all my friends' comments on Facebook, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
With boundaries.
Yeah,
I
some
like
of these
that.
are really nuanced.
They're
You know, it depends, because, you know, yeah, to a certain degree, it's lovely if, you know, my family member wants to get to know my friends. You know, if they start making plans with my friends and don't invite me, then that's then we've got some.
you know, we're learning the extent.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be nuanced, right? Like my mom showed up at the mall when I was a kid. She wanted to see who I was hanging out with, wanted to meet my friends.
I mean, that could be good. She could be like, okay, great, he's not hanging out with stranger dangers.
Yeah.
Or also, oh, great, he actually has friends.
Right.
Instead of just saying you're going to the store to just hang out at the mall all day.
Like
or-
he actually went to the mall.
Like a
yeah.
Brady Bunch feeding the pigeons or something like that. I'm not doing that. Right?
Yeah.
Classic episode, Brady Bunch. Okay, so yeah, I think that's okay, right?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to-
Yeah. What
For the most
about,
part.
what was it?
For the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on that.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's an in between.
I feel like there has to be an invitation, right?
Mm.
Maybe.
I think
Could
a
be
lot
like-
of times.
Yeah.
I
I don't
think-
want-
Or some communication about it. You know, maybe it's not an invitation, but it may be something that needs to happen. And
Yeah,
at
like,
least
I
there
don't-
needs to be
Yeah.
some kind of a heads up.
I don't
You know?
want to like show up at my mom's house and like my friend is just like hanging out with my mom.
That
Yeah.
would be weird.
You know?
That
Like
would-
that'd be pretty odd.
Boundaries. Yeah.
Unless they're waiting for you
Playing
to come
cards,
home.
rummy.
Like your friend showed up
Yeah.
before you got there.
That's
And you're
fair.
like nice and awkward hanging out with dad or mom. And I like your curtains.
Yeah.
That has happened many times for me.
Aaron's
And then we-
scenarios got me really confused. That was really specific, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I think about. It's something I worry about whenever I go to my mom's house.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever worried about that, but now I might.
No, I'd probably be stoked, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, okay, look, that has actually happened before. I had to think about it. My brother's friend, who was kind of friends with all of us, randomly liked to show up at my parents' house.
Mhm.
Like just out of the blue, nobody even knew he was coming over. He's like, hey, what's for dinner?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe
I-
he's hungry.
it's a little odd.
It is, but we kind of got used to it. Had mac and cheese ready for him.
Might have been hungry.
I'm hungry. All right. What about if okay, I'm gonna be very specific about this one. What if your significant other gets jealous if you talk to somebody else?
Oh, that's terrible. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll be very specific with these.
I'm just gonna
I'll
put
hit it.
thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Yeah.
All right. I see a lot of thumbs down.
I like the shocked face.
Yeah.
I know. What about if a friend makes you laugh when you're sad?
That's good, right?
Hey,
It
Maurice?
could be good or bad though. I mean, like, you know, when you're just trying to like be sad to someone and they like don't really take it seriously.
True. That is very true.
Like in general, I feel like that's good, but
Well, it could be a defense on their part.
if they
right?
wait till the right moment. Yeah.
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 like if it's what you want in the moment, then it's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
If,
like-
if
If they-
it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like at a funeral.
Yeah, because they cracking jokes at, I was going to say your funeral, but not your funeral, but cracking jokes.
That would be inappropriate, yes.
Very specific. Oh boy. What about if your significant other breaks things in anger? Like they get really mad and just like destroying things. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, that's not good. Oh, Denise just goes bad. Right?
There is no shocked emoji for that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, bad.
that's bad. But you have to be careful, like how you respond to that, right? Like if you start
Yeah.
yelling, like "Don't worry," like that could be like a crisis moment for them. I'm not saying. I'm trying to
Yeah.
again nuanced. Like it could be like a crisis moment for them, right?
Mhm.
Like, hey, you know, it's time out. What's going on in your life?
Yeah.
Now, if they're just breaking your stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Then
But-
that's
Just
double bad.
everything in their path.
Yeah.
I
I
think
feel like
that's
we need a very long Kiara check after these
Think
questions.
so.
Right?
What about if your family cheers you on at games or recitals? I haven't done a family one yet. Yeah, I would hope so.
That's
I feel
good.
like that's
Yes.
I can think of no situation in which that would be bad.
Only if they did it
Unless-
so loudly that
oh
it just,
Mm.
you know, mortifies you.
If they're
You know,
yelling
if-
gay at a recital while you're playing,
Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
that's
Yeah.
probably not
yeah.
the place for the gigantic foam, you know, number one
Oh,
yes.
that would be something my dad would do.
But I
with
still
decorum.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like I appreciate where it's coming from.
True.
right.
Except for, I don't remember if this ever happened. Probably did at one point. I was in band. So say you're at your band recital and your father, who knows how to do cricket noises very loudly, decided to do that in the middle of an awkward silence.
Oh,
Well, that's heckling.
So funny. So funny though.
It goes back
My
to
teacher
Aaron's
deserved
other
it.
thing.
huh.
Yeah.
It depends.
Okay.
Very specific. Has that happened? Probably. Do I fully remember?
Was there an awkward
right.
silence in band?
Oh yeah, after every time my band instructor talked. Mm. Great person, great guy,
Right.
great guy.
So where did
There
we
is no
come down on
sarcasm.
that? No, bad, not good.
Good. It was
Generally good.
generally good, except for
In general, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Except for like the cricket noises.
it was hilarious though.
The foam
See,
fingers.
that's the thing. Like I appreciate where it's coming from, even if it's embarrassing, you know?
It's so funny because everybody looks around like, where's this cricket noise coming from?
Yeah, and if they don't know it's your dad, then it's fine.
Exactly. Now we're just worried we're being infected by crickets.
Wait, if you're watching at home, I don't think that's the standard though, right? Whether
No,
you
that seems
caught or not.
very unusual.
Yeah, right. Kids, if you're watching at home, it's not whether you get caught or not, whether that's good or bad.
All right, I've got one more.
Okay.
Say your significant other pushes you around.
It depends. Are you in a
Simple
wheelchair?
Shove.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
I'm just thinking ahead.
yeah. I mean, it's a very specific situation.
I'm a lot
But
closer
yes.
to that than you. I'm a little older. I'm just thinking of these things.
That's fair.
Yeah. Nope, I did not think about that when I put that one in here.
You mean
But
like
yes.
pushing you around, like emotionally, physically, like?
Yes,
like that.
very,
That's
very like actual shoving or pushing you emotionally to a breaking point.
What if they're pushing you to achieve your dreams?
Ooh.
Again, there. Yeah.
But should we be using pushing or just kind of helping? I don't know.
Is that pushing around?
Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah.
it goes back to if I'm in a wheelchair, right?
Right. If it wasn't pushing you to the grocery store.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't even know how to respond.
Well, what's
How
going
do I
on?
follow up to that?
Yeah, I've had both situations, so I'm trying to figure out which one's good and one's bad. Yes.
I think that's okay as long as you're taking your friend to where they want to go.
Yeah.
And not just, pushing down the street,
Right. That's dangerous.
worrying. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So trying to word it. So if someone is physically shoving you
Yep.
in a non-playful manner
Against your will.
against your
without
will,
consent.
and someone's just like mad and just like, it's gonna leave it up.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
bad.
bad.
These questions are a lot more nuanced than I initially thought.
Me too. I was going through and I was like, oh, these are easy. I'm like, nope. All right, Aaron, you wait, no, let's do a Kiara check. I need a Kiara check now.
Yes. Hey, yes, let's do a carrot.
I need one.
I don't even know where to begin. Where are we going with this? Which should we address first?
Do the pushing one. That's something that you see a lot, where people in a relationship like
Are actually
pushing in a bad way. And sometimes it's like, oh, just kidding, or something like that. How do you recognize it?
yeah.
Again,
Also, I think the best way is kind of just listening to your own intuition, even if somebody's like, oh, it was just a joke. Well, if you don't think it's just a joke, then it's not a joke.
Yeah.
So holding boundaries, back to that conversation about having good boundaries for yourself as well. And then communicating to them. And if they're not willing to respect that, then they're not willing to respect you. So it's kind of my.
sounds good. Unless you're in a wheelchair, you need to go get your vaccination or something.
Right.
And they're pushing you there. That's good.
But what about if you recognize these signs and you're having trouble I don't know, like coming to terms with this is actually what's going on and how do I get out of this? Because I know a lot of people, I've seen it, they're kind of just stuck in the motion of, oh, it's fine, it'll change, it'll be fine, he's just joking, they're just joking, she's just joking. They don't do that all the time. What then?
Yeah, that's like very common, sounding a little like interpersonal violence, getting into that kind of area. And it's like really hard because you want to believe like that person cares for you actually and wouldn't like do that to you. But, you know, don't doubt yourself and coming to recognizing like, hey, I do deserve better. And it's okay that maybe you didn't know at the beginning, or you were just like, you know, don't blame yourself for not immediately knowing and not immediately being like, oh, I recognize that sign immediately and I did something about it. It's okay because you're not alone. And it's a common experience that, you know, it's normal for you to be like, okay, I'm coming into this, I'm starting to realize who I am, what I deserve. And, you know, just take that as you being a strong individual, you learning, you growing, you know, don't blame, and try not to, at least, is kind of my advice and what I would say, to try to like help empower someone going through that, because it's a tough place to be when someone's doing that and you thought they loved you. And I would say reach out and get help if you can like seek out sources for like a counselor or a therapist who can like walk you through that and walk you through what you've been through once you do start realizing what's happened to you. And, you know, because that might be hard, strong emotions to deal with. Once you start to realize that's like, yikes, and you're feeling like, hey, like maybe your coping mechanisms are being a little bit strained and you're kind of like not able to cope as well as you thought you could because you're coming into something new. So that's like, that would be my best advice.
Pretty sound advice.
Anything else?
Anything else you can think of?
How do you recognize?
I know, you know what?
Kiara, for those who are at home, how do you recognize? Because I think, Natalia, you said like, you know what's going on. How about if you don't know whether that's abuse?
Yeah.
Kiara, how do you get out of that? Like if you grew up or you just don't know this is abusive.
See, I would say another intuition following. So maybe looking up like, hey, is this normal? If you can, like if it's like, you know, a safe place for you to be, and researching like, you know, healthy relationships or like, oh, what goes on typically, you know, kind of how I did my research with healthy relationships. I would use that resource doc. I actually have like a quiz on there you can take, and it's like, is my relationship healthy? And it's just a yes or no question real quick. And you can go through things like that and reach out to a trusted person, someone you know who won't, you know, talk behind your back and like, oh, she's talking about this, or, you know, put you in any kind of danger. I think that'd be a good way to gauge and, you know, be sure that person can give you like sound advice and won't make like excuses for bad behaviors, hopefully. So I think that's like a good way to identify if you're in a healthy or unhealthy situation.
There is a side note. Sorry, you reminded me of this. At the Temple Terrace Library, we do have flyers and signs hanging up around the library that have tough topics. We give you the topic and the area that you'll find it. It's discreet. You can look at them if you want. There's phone numbers for the National Domestic Hotline, the Trevor Project. There's a long list of things that you can have, take with you. We have self-checkout machines if you want nobody to know what you're checking out. Just know that we have that here if anybody does need it or wants it, or maybe they have somebody they know that, you know, you want to grab it for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great resource.
Yeah, it is.
It's also good if you want to check out Garfield books and not have
Yeah.
Definitely.
Don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
From experience, just saying. Okay, who's next? Erin, are you?
Erin, yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna go into a couple discussion questions here. So in both Heartstopper and Crush, we can see examples of both healthy and unhealthy relationships. In Heartstopper, Charlie is involved in a romantic relationship with Ben. Ben continues to have a girlfriend, and Charlie realizes that his relationship with Ben is unhealthy. With the help of his friend Nick, Charlie is able to find the strength to end his unhealthy relationship with Ben. In Crush, Jasmine is dating Zeke, a boy that shares some of her same interests. When she breaks up with him, he starts to harass her. Fortunately, Jasmine has good friends who support her and confront Zeke about his harassment. Now that we've talked about some of the things that happen in unhealthy relationships, what are some things you think you could do to help a friend in an unhealthy relationship?
Ooh, pay attention to how they attention to whoever it is. Pay attention to however they act when they're around a person.
Mm-hmm.
Like you notice that people act differently around other groups of people. If you can notice. I had a friend like that. You can definitely tell and almost pinpoint the exact moment they show up and everything changes. And
Just listen, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I've experienced something like that too. Like everything's fine. You're like, and then all of a sudden, like the whole room changes, the whole aura, and you're like, what's going on? And
Like the air is sucked out of the room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's just like a different person, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you might want to provide resources or check in on them, like they said in the video, just in general check in. But there are some things like Kiara was saying, where like online quizzes, like, is my relationship healthy? There's always like, I know I've seen a handout for like your rights in a relationship, like things that everyone in a relationship should be able to count on, if you're comfortable sharing those sorts of things.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I have a little section in the resource as well that discusses specifically like helping a friend, and a lot I put in there like being supportive of them as possible, and just listening patiently, and like gently trying to get them to open up, because sometimes when somebody's asking you about your situation, you're like, oh no, it's fine, but like just kind of trying to be there for them and make it about them, and don't push too much, but just let them know like, I am here for you, and remind them that they are worth it. You are worth and deserving of everything and anything, and you are, your boundaries are valid, and just to kind of give them those subtle encouragers to, eventually try to get themselves out of that bad spot.
Yeah, and if you can, to just be there, just be there for that friend, because you don't want to find out later that something really intense happened that maybe you ignored or they ignored, and you could have helped. I'm thinking back to 13 Reasons Why. Sorry, really dark.
Very dark.
Bring that book in. No.
Oh,
Right?
that book. Do not recommend.
Yeah, I think there's maybe a fine line between being like too pushy about like this relationship is unhealthy, but also just being like a good friend, like providing, like being there for them like you normally would, or maybe even more so, just I think checking in on people is especially important, because especially in abusive relationships, a lot of times the partner will isolate the person. So if you're able to, keep in contact with them, I think that's helpful.
I think that's going to be, I was reading, I don't remember if it was last year or earlier this year, but because of quarantine, you're stuck being around these people for so often. And how do you deal with that?
Right. That's a really interesting angle.
Yeah.
But if everyone's isolated with these people, it might be hard to to differentiate when it's healthy or unhealthy, but
Well, your health is both mental and physical, not just because of the pandemic, right? I mean, your health, your mental health, if
Mhm.
that's a bad situation, then you should treat that just like a pandemic.
absolutely.
Right.
I'd say just check in on all your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Check in on your friends.
right.
It's always nice to do anyway.
Yeah, they'll appreciate it. I love when my friends do that. I love doing that for my friends.
There you go.
You know, I do that, but my friend never responds. She's terrible at it. I think I'll get a message like 3 months later. Hey, I just saw this.
Some of us take a few days to reply. We're still here.
You know, I know she's still there. She is posted all over Facebook still. I know you see it.
All right, that was a good.
I do that too.
was a good question. You want to do the next one? Who's doing the next question?
Yeah, I can read the next one. Charlie and Ben's relationship starts out as a friendship and builds into a romantic relationship. What qualities are important to you in both a friend and a romantic partner?
Someone who doesn't make me feel self-conscious about, you know, things I like. I want to be able to be myself around somebody. I don't want to hide the weird inside. I want the weird all.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to be able to have a good time with them. I
Yeah.
don't want to like worry about like looking too goofy, you know, or embarrassing myself. Like if I'm around a good friend, that's like the furthest thing from my mind. So even if I am being goofy and I'm probably embarrassing myself, it's okay.
Or better yet, someone who is willing to be goofy with you.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Shouldn't have to make an excuse, right? Like, oh, I
Yeah.
want to do this because of this. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be like, oh, I have to have a reason why I want to do this to explain it to someone. Just that's fine, right?
I will respond with, my mom said I can't. You don't live with your mom. Yes, well, she said I can't. I read that
We
on
do that
Facebook.
too.
I read that.
My boyfriend tries that at work. He's like, my mom called, says I had to go eat dinner. I have to leave.
Nice.
I love that. I'm gonna use that for something. Gotta figure it out. But I'm keeping it.
I love it.
There you go.
Why
Sounds
not?
like kind of going back to like what the video said, you know, your friend should like value you for who you are because you are only you. Nobody can be you. So acceptance is key.
As they say, you be you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought they said you do you.
You do you. Yeah.
We did both, right?
Right.
I hear you
True.
be you recently.
I haven't. Somebody just came out
Like
with
on the
clothing
cover of a
line called
notebook
You Do You.
or something. Like I heard
Oh.
on the cover of a notebook or something like that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I see that. Target. First
Yeah.
thing you see.
Target or Michael's for sure.
Yes.
Within limitations. right?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be.
Jeffrey Dahmer, can't you be you? That's not.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah. If you're Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
change who
Maybe.
you are.
Just, yeah. You know.
Oh
Just
man.
a lot.
Beautiful.
Great example, but he can't go around saying, just me being me, right?
You know, I'm just a cannibal and that's how
Yeah.
it is. So
Good.
Yeah. No.
Maybe not
Yeah,
so
no.
extreme, but just, there's something.
Yeah. There are some situations when you're a serial killer when you should work on yourself.
Right.
Like that.
God.
Do a little check. Dexter, right? Like a Dexter type.
Yeah.
I'll bring it up for the kids, but make it a little more modern for the kids. There we go. All right.
Where did this go? We're talking serial killers.
Right.
Did I ruin that?
I also like having relationships with people who are reliable
Yes.
in general, who aren't just constantly like making excuses to not hang out with me for the reason.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Well, that's like trust, right? That's a cognitive process.
Yeah.
Trust is it's not something that you should be like dismissive of. It's just like, oh, you know what? I was busy. Don't worry about it. Trust is something that We're born with that kind of, and so
Mm.
breaking that trust, because we need that trust. I always go back to Spaceship Earth and trying to capture the woolly mammoth, right? You know, that's it.
Yes.
Yes, right. We didn't have trust, and saber-toothed tiger grabs us from behind or something. So if you don't know the reference, go back, watch some of the early videos, talk about it. But it's like that's part of our evolution, is being able to trust each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We are social creatures.
Not being able to rely on someone is a little bit of trust. So
Yeah, and I do think it's a little bit different right now with the pandemic, of course. I have a lot of friends who I haven't been able to hang out with in a very long time. So it's maybe reliability isn't necessarily like the right word for what's going on right now.
right.
But I definitely think trust is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's hard. Like,
I found this like acronym. It's called REST. So respect, equality, safety, and our big one, trust. Fundamental concepts for good relationships.
there
Yeah.
you go. Very good. Put that in a card. For
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot,
Me
actually.
too.
Yes.
That
and
really,
you can
yeah,
get that,
yeah,
we can
that
email
sums it up.
Right.
That's very good. Ooh, look at that.
That is
We are
probably me.
buzzing along. There's no way
Stop
we're going to
sending
stop.
emails to
Dirty.
me. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead. My internet's not doing great.
Oh no, where'd you go? Oh, you froze.
All
All
right.
right. Well, those are all our questions. We do have bills to pay.
Oh, that's me. Yes,
That is you.
that's me. Hey, guess who paid for this? No, yeah.
Who
Somebody's supposed to say, hey, who paid for this? All right.
Who paid for this?
Right?
paid for this?
You read it right here. This project was funded under the provisions of the Library Services and Technology Act from the Institute of Museum and Library Services. Florida's LSTA program is administered by the Department of State's Division of Library Information Services. So we had some really nice library people help pay for this program.